I am a fan of Michael Herklotz. I think that when it comes to attitude and a belief in industry and a belief in self, I think Herklotz has got it together. Now, don't get me wrong. He's a bit of a fashionista, and that not 100% my style. But when it comes to cigars, all day. It's Eat, Drink, Smoke. I'm Tony Katz. That right there is America's favorite amateur drinker, Fingers Malloy. I first met Michael Herklotz when he was working at the Nat Sherman Townhouse in Manhattan. First time I had ever met him. I had the pleasure to be able to hit that store a couple of times. Then, when Nat Sherman sold and he was starting Ferio Tego, the Generoso, the Elegancia, the Suma, which most people know and really, really enjoy, he then took back those Nat Sherman names, Metropolitan and the Timeless, and started bringing those back to the American smoker. Well, he has been very busy. Ferio Tego is now 4 years old, and he has, with this, the Timeless, a TAA exclusive. So this is the Tobacconists Association of America. Every now and then you'll see cigars that say TAA. That's what it is. This was made for them. This is the 2024 Toro. This is a 6x50, which means it's 6 inches long. Always makes Fingers from Malloy laugh. And the ring gauge is a 50, the diameter of the cigar, or how thick it is around. Again, with the laughter. A 60 ring gauge is a 64 ring gauge, is a full 1 inch around. This is the right kind of size. This is made over there in the Placencia factory, where Michael Herklotz at Ferio Tego does a bunch of work, and just this is Nicaraguan throughout, right? It's a Nicaraguan Puro. That is a supple wrapper. It's got a little bit of suede to it. It's got a little bit of oil to it, a little bit of a glassy feeling to it, all the way around. Slippery. The wrapper feels buttery and looks luxurious.
Yeah, the presentation is outstanding. The hand feel is just right. It's almost a little beefy.
It's a little beefy.
Yeah,
right?
And we like that. Here
for us, a cigar that has some weight to it is beefy. If it's too light, it's a wiffle ball bat.
Yes, but we just lit this. We're just in the first third of the first third. And I don't know about you, Tony, but right away I get some wood notes and a nice bit of pepper. And there's a little bit of sweetness that I can't quite put my finger on.
There is an absolute sweetness that hits right off the bat and then gets backfilled by a little bit of that spice on the front of the tongue and towards the back of the tongue. Now, not tip of tongue, front of tongue, which is most people feel it, right there. Right. That was it.
What was that again?
Right there.
Okay.
This is the front of the tongue is where this is. I think that this is not my first one of these. I want to know in the entirety of the Ferio Tego line where this has been. This, to me, is an absolute freaking winner. First of all, that construction is fantastic. The weight of the cigar, I'm so glad you pointed that out. It just feels so much better. You are made aware of the fact that this has got some density and some depth. I'm telling you, and it could be that the black and gray band is so absolutely perfect with that little bit of gold for the Ferio Tego and the red writing of the 2024. It's the TAA. That was the year. It's just everything about this presentation is luscious, and what you get matches the look of the cigar, the band, the everything. It to me, the first thing that hit me after smoking this was the most truth in advertising cigar that I've had in a good long time.
I'll tell you something that really struck me too when we first lit this, and as we're getting into the first third, is that draw is outstanding.
Yeah,
I don't want to jump to conclusions. And I don't know, when we're talking about price point, things of that nature. We'll get to that later in the show. But so far, I'm thinking to myself, wow, if we were ever ranking early on cigars of the year, so far, this is fantastic, and it would be in the running for me.
And now I will say this. So first, this plays in the medium full category. Secondly, this is not for everybody, and I could see people saying, no, this is too much of this, too much of that. It's weird that this has more spice than maybe I normally go for. in a cigar. But there is something that it is the balance rate aspect for me. There's some flavor in there that is so moving me in such a way, with a lusciousness, with a creaminess, and I don't know if it's nutty. I don't know if it's like if I said a leather cream, a leather custard. That more explains what I get out of this cigar than anything else. That's the kind of flavoring I get. So there's that spice there, but there's this richness there that's just a little deeper than other things. So when I smoke, for example, the Generoso from Ferio Tego, and the spice is really high on that. And I can appreciate it, not for me, right? And it used to be, I was kind of more into it, and I've kind of morphed in that way. This is playing more in these flavors that are really are just hitting me beautifully. And I'm gonna say leather custard.
Okay, we can go with leather custard.
I'm going with leather custard.
Since I've completely pulled out my jump to conclusions mat today when it comes to the cigar, the other thing that I am interested in, as far as your opinion is when it comes to this, is, are you worried at all that at this point, of course, the cigar's most likely going to change as we get into the second, third, and the final third.
Oh, gosh, yes.
But at this point, I would almost be worried about what we would be pairing this with, because the stick could overpower some things.
Well, since it's already on the table, if you're watching the video, I got a rum for today. I have a 12-year rum for us to engage and enjoy with, and chicken is coming up. Oh, yeah. We're full on today.
What kind of is it in pot pie form?
It is in Jack Daniel's form.
Oh, wow.
I'm that good. And the mashed potatoes were mashed by these two hands. If these two hands belong to my wife, these two
well, in the
hands,
way they
indeed. From Ferio Tego, the Timeless TAA 2024. First, grab your notebook. What did you eat today? What did you drink today? All those things are going to affect your palate. Then take the cigar, break it up into thirds. First third, second third, final third. What are the flavors you're getting from each third? When you try the cigar a month from now, 6 months from now, you go back and you do the same thing and you check your notes. Really get your through line there, what it is, the flavors that you got out of it. I'm here to tell you, this cigar for me, there's something about how that spice lays. There's something about that leather richness. I'm calling it a custard. It just hits me beautifully. And it might not hit everybody this way. I've heard people give different varying reviews of this stick. I just think it works perfectly for my palate. Thank you.
This does really linger on the palate longer, per draw. It's something that I'm really excited to see how this smoking experience unfolds as we get into the second, third.
We will get into the price as well, but it's time for some Jack Daniel's chicken.
Okay.
And I'll tell you where you can get it. Keep it here. It's Eat, Drink, Smoke. So there we were in our local supermarket. And in many supermarkets, they may have a section of things that are discounted. You ever been to the discount section of any of those places?
Of course that's where I get about 30% of my food.
Right. It's Eat, Drink, Smoke. I'm Tony Katz. That right there is America's favorite amateur drinker, Fingers Malloy. Well, in the discount section, there was this. Jack Daniel's pulled chicken.
Wow.
Ready-made, just heat and serve. You can put it in an oven for 350 degrees for 30 minutes, microwave 3 to 4 minutes, and then serve it, and that's it. And you've got seasoned cooked chicken, and then a whole bunch of stuff that I probably shouldn't read right now. All I know is it's 250 calories a serving, 3 servings per container. So that's basically what we got out of this. 4 grams of fat and 34 carbohydrates with 30 sugars.
Outstanding.
Yeah, it's a lot of sugar.
Yeah, it is.
In this. So what we did is we said, does this make a perfect, easy to do, grab and fix comfort food for the football game? You just need to do something quick, simple. You don't want to think. Now, we did make the mashed potatoes, yellow potatoes, butter, cream, half and half. Or did we use milk? No, we use milk in this and salt. So there's nothing kosher about this because you're mixing the milk and the meat. We have a lot of rabbis who listen. I need to let them know. But there's nothing wrong with doing something pre-made, doing something quick. If you're serving for your family, you're serving for a couple friends. Not everything has to be a massive production. So saw this, it was like, yeah.
Absolutely. No, you mentioned comfort food in football. The first thing I thought of when you brought this over is I can imagine a Saturday afternoon lunch, because this is something that you can throw together quickly.
Yeah.
Where you're looking outside, the snow's coming down, you want something a little bit warm it'll be food for your soul. This is the kind of stuff that would really hit the spot.
And you mentioned shepherd's pie. As you take a bite of it, go right ahead. I want to know what you think of it. I was having a whole conversation on my daily radio show about shepherd's pie and stew. And I've never been one of those guys. I've never clamored for it or anything else. But this is a little bit deconstructed, if you will, a poor man's shepherd pie in a bowl. But this is it. Mashed potatoes and meat with some kind of worthy sauce. Aside from the fact that this has too much sugar for my life, where are you with this?
Well, first of all, you can never have too much sugar. Having said that, what's amazing about something like this is, there's not a lot here. I mean, you've got a little bit of mashed potatoes, a little bit of chicken, but when you're done with this bowl, you're not going to need anything else. This is going to be hearty. You seem confused, perplexed. What's wrong?
I'm not.
It's
actually pretty good.
It's wonderful.
It's actually pretty good. So first of all, it is sweet. It is definitely sweet. You definitely want something with this. But I could see somebody quasi-sloppy joeing this. This goes on a King's Hawaiian bun.
Yes.
With a little bit of coleslaw, and you're set.
You could do you grab a whole package of Hawaiian rolls and, slice them in half.
White Castle style?
Yep. Do a whole bunch of chicken sliders. It would be great. I'm wondering with the potatoes if it actually needs something else that would be maybe salty to kind of go with the sweet of the sugar.
So you don't think the potatoes themselves are salty enough?
No.
So you're saying my wife makes terrible mashed potatoes?
Boy.
Wow.
Pudding.
You just said that right there. Maybe. I think that's a personal preference, but I don't think you're wrong. I think what could go with this, and the reason I think coleslaw works, is a little bit of crunch to go with that as a texture conversation. You can also go with some what? What?
This is going to anger you. Work with me for a second.
Crispy onions?
Crunched up Fritos.
Do you want me to see if I have some?
No, you don't have to.
I totally have some. I'll go get some right now.
Don't you think? Would that work?
Yeah, so kind of like walking taco style.
Yes.
Yeah.
It's salt.
That's why I wasn't joking about crispy onions, which we buy by the bag and put them on salads and stuff. Most people do that stuff like on green beans and things like that. Absolutely, that would work.
This works.
Yeah, but you're right. If it had a little bit of a salt crunch kind of component to it. By the way, this whole thing, and this was how many ounces? So this was a pound, 16 ounces. This was on sale for $5.39.
Stop it.
$5.39.
It is a struggle to find hamburger at that price a pound, let alone this is already pre-cooked. I would be interested to do a scientific experiment.
Oh, is that right? Yeah,
yes.
You can eat without throwing up?
No, not that, but that would be fun too. When you get stuff like this and they give you the heating instructions of either warming it up in the oven versus with the microwave, I would love to do a blind taste test where you try both of them. And if the quality of warming it in the oven is that much better than putting it in the microwave.
Do we want to place bets? Because if you want to place bets, the oven is 1,000,000,000% better than the microwave every day of the week and twice on Sunday.
Absolutely. I'm not arguing that. But is the quality of the dining experience of putting that in the oven versus in the microwave and the convenience of it, is it worth the extra time to put it in the oven?
I would argue it depends absolutely on what you're doing. If you were putting something together for you and a couple of guys, halftime during the game, microwave's fine. Everybody come in, dish themselves some out, and be like, oh, this is fantastic. Especially for somebody like you who sets up the whole TV thing outside.
Yes.
Which I never saw that until you did that. I did not grow up that way. Honestly, I didn't mean to insult.
Wow. I didn't grow up like you, Hicks. That's what you just said to me.
That is so how it came out. I now do that. Oh my God, it's the greatest.
Yes.
And the kids will hang out. It's like, this is awesome. This is fantastic. Perfect. You don't have to think about it. The only thing I would say is if you're already doing the meat, ready-made, if you will, take the time to mash the potato. If anything, if you're doing it with family, it allows you a family moment. Get the kids in on that. It gets them cooking, and I think that's really important. Also, you have a better chance of regulating some healthiness of the food by knowing the contents of the mashed potatoes. You can determine that saltiness and everything else and lower that and then add it in other places with layers and textures.
What about introducing smoke into this?
You mean like a liquid smoke in the mashed potato?
No. You warm this up on a Traeger.
Honestly, now, the answer is absolutely you can do it. What would it matter? You just have it out there at a number like 250 or 225 and grab it when it's done. Just transfer the pan, because I think that came in a paperish pan. You got to put it in a metal pan or in a Pyrex to do that.
But I'd be interested to see if
you get real flavor out of it.
If you get real flavor out of it, if it does something with the smoke to negate some of the sweetness, if you feel like it's too sweet for you.
Jack Daniel's pulled chicken with their Jack Daniel's Tennessee whiskey barbecue sauce. This was on sale for $5.39. It's an absolute winner.
All it needs is a TV outside with football.
Honestly, perfect. Beyond perfect. You don't have to make everything by scratch. You can play with it, add it to the smoker, add some other things to it. Check it out. It's Eat, Drink, Smoke. Eat, Drink, Smoke. It is your cigar, bourbon, foodie extravaganza. I'm Tony Katz. That is Fingers Malloy. Find everything we do at eatdrinksmokeshow.com. From Ferio Tego, this is the timeless TAA, Tobacco Association of America. This is the 2024 Nicaraguan throughout wrapper, binder, filler. I'm telling you that leather spice, custard, and even with just having the Jack Daniel's pulled chicken, which is super sweet, the spice is absolutely cutting through. I'm a huge fan of this cigar right here, Fingers Malloy.
I don't blame you. I am too. That spice for me has dissipated a little bit. There's still that wood that I was talking about earlier. That sweetness is still there. Although, again, like you said, the Jack Daniel's chicken medley is messing with my palate a little bit. Listen, we're still in the first third of the cigar, but so far it's outstanding.
Yeah, I'm a very big fan, and I've seen some people comment on it, be like, it's not like a regular Timeless. Correct. I concede it is absolutely not like a regular Timeless, but I dig it. The question, Fingers Malloy, is this, and this is a limited run of a cigar. I think there are 1,000 boxes, 900 boxes. They come in a box of 10. Is this in your humidor for $19 a stick?
Yes, absolutely.
Yeah, it is. And I get it. It's expensive. And I'll say it again. You'd be a lot happier if this was $15.
Of course.
You'd be a $15 all day on this stick, and 19 makes you go, and that's where we're at. Now, later, I'll share my conversation with Michael Herklotz, who is Ferio Tego. He was here in Indianapolis at one of our favorite places, Blend Bar Cigar, blendbarcigar.com. And he was doing an event there and showing off some of the new things going on with the Generoso and the Elegancia. And so we sat down and we talked. I'll share that interview with you. But, man, I would like to see some more of this coming off the line from Ferio Tego. We have a beautiful 12-year rum. I say beautiful. I'm hoping it's a beautiful 12-year rum to pair this with. That's coming up. But it's time, Fingers Malloy, for News of the Week.
No, Tony, this week, the Federal Reserve cut key interest rate down to or by a quarter point. So, there's been speculation.
To make no one happy.
there's been speculation this was coming. There were some who thought it may be a half point cut. It was a quarter point, but they're going to meet again. In October, I believe. So maybe there'll be another quarter point cut by the end of the year.
Maybe, and they have the breakdown of how this went, and only one person pushed for the half point. Everybody else took the quarter point. Now, there are two things to take from this. One is political and one is economic. On the political, President Trump, who, as we're talking right now, is in London with King Charles, it's a state visit, is going to lose his mind, is going to call Jerome Powell, chairman of the Federal Reserve, every name he possibly can. It's not enough. It's too late. Why aren't you doing enough? And there's a lot of people on Wall Street who are going to feel this way. And the market only went up 250. It didn't explode up 782 points. That's tepid. The 250 up, which is nice, is tepid. It's a response of this is not where we thought you guys were going to go. This is not what we wanted you guys to do. Now, there's a real conversation and in a conversation about mortgage rates and other things, whether or not the cuts are baked into the future. As very often, you'll sometimes see markets not react the way we think they're going to react because they did that 4 months ago. They were already future seeing and said, this is the way things are going to go. And so therefore, here's how we're already going to reprice ourselves, rethink ourselves. So that's the political. The economics here says that the inflation is not gone. And you can't lower interest rates if the inflation isn't gone. Inflation is too much cash in the system and not enough stuff to purchase. That's what it is. And we are still there from just all the spending during COVID. So there's still too much cash in the system. The manufacturing has been down the past 6 months. I'm not going to boo or cheer against a cut. All right? I see how it's helpful for Wall Street. I see how it's helpful for Midwest Main Street in the acquiring of capital. I ain't going to lie. I am absolutely concerned about inflation, and I'm concerned that we're going to cut too deep, too quick, and the inflation is only going to get exacerbated, and that's the last thing we need.
Yeah, that's the last thing we need. It just feels like these are strange times because you keep hearing about a labor market that continues to soften, and yet you have the inflation numbers as well, but retail sales, again, have been strong the last couple of months. There was a 0.6% increase in retail sales in August. They revised July's gain to 0.5% according to Reuters. So there are people out there, they're still spending money, but everyone acknowledges that prices still feel like they're going up. You go to the grocery store, ground beef is still ridiculously expensive. So everything still feels strange.
Number one, everything is too expensive, and ground beef absolutely is. Thank goodness we've got Defiance Beef. DefianceBeef.com. Use promo code EatDrinkSmoke and get $150 off your cow. You want a quarter of a cow, a half a cow, a whole cow, butchered the way you like? I'm talking about getting some chest freezers or emptying out what you've got and get ready for the delivery. With Defiance Beef, they come right from Indiana to the butcher to you. That's how it works. Cut to your specification, cut to your thickness. You want ribeyes, you want strips, you want tenderloins, ground beef, how much? They're going to get it to you, all vacuum packed, 21-day aged. Every bit of that beef aged for 21 days. So you've got a tenderness, you've got a flavor, and man, incredible on the grill. My order is placed, Fingers Malloy. I am waiting on mine. I can't wait to show it off to you. Defiance Beef. DefianceBeef.com. Use promo code EatDrinkSmoke and get $150 off your order. And I am telling you that you take a look at those store prices. You take a look at what's happening at your local supermarket. I'm surprised more people aren't up in arms. And I'm not kidding. I mean, I'm thrilled that we have Defiance Beef as a sponsor, DefianceBeef.com. I am hoping that when I see this order, I'm like, yep, this is how I do it now. I don't buy beef from the store anymore. I do it through DefianceBeef.com. I do it from that local farm, that local rancher, and I am set for life because the economics of buying at the store right now I mean, it's not just beef. These prices are nuts.
Can I share with you a story
I only wish you would.
that just kind of ties into what you're saying and how wonderful it would be to actually have your meat delivered to your door instead of having to go to the grocery store? Mm-hmm. I shop at a local chain here since I moved. I'm not going to mention the name.
What does it sound like?
Nope, not going to do it because
Baldies?
I'm about to have a big
Bogers?
Going to have a big gripe.
Publix?
I go into the store.
Albertsons?
No. I go into the
Boprite?
store. Are we done? Can I share?
Bathmark?
Can I share? And can we grow from the sharing? Can that happen?
Grand Union?
Okay, there it is.
Is there a Grand Union still available? Balf's?
I go into the store and
Bin Dixie?
Forget it.
Food Lion?
Forget it. I go to the grocery store and it's always an enjoyable experience.
Aren't you impressed I can name that many supermarkets?
That is impressive. That is impressive.
All right, go on. Tell your story. Fresh Market?
No, we don't have time. We don't have time now.
We have time. Wait, do you want to save it? Did I really ruin it?
You know, I will save it because it is a rant, and I want to see if it's just because I have horrible people skills and I have a personality that pushes people away instead of embracing people, or if I'm justified in my frustration about this particular grocery store.
I'm willing to bet any amount of money without knowing the story. This is really about you. I will bet all of the dollars in my pocket.
Wow, that is hurtful.
Somehow you did this wrong and you owe somebody an apology.
No, I do not. They owe me an apology.
Is that right?
Yes, they do.
Okay.
We'll see.
All right. Find everything we do at eatdrinksmokeshow.com and get ready for the new book. That's going to be out in November if we do our job right. It's Eat, Drink, Smoke. So it's not often that Fingers Malloy is complaining. I said it because it was funny. It's Eat, Drink, Smoke. I'm Tony Katz, and that is America's favorite amateur drinker, Fingers Malloy. All right, so story time. I was going to crack the rum now, but we will wait. Fingers, did you have, last time we talked about a hard experience you had, it was at a movie theater called Imagine.
Yes.
And they then reached out to us. Turned out to be some of the greatest people. And we are working on an event that's going to be so cool, a fantastic fundraiser. And hopefully we'll have details to talk about next week. That would be amazing. But honestly, we talked about this one movie theater where Fingers Malloy had the only broken seat. And we literally were getting calls from the chief operating officer. It was a fantastic conversation. And now we're going to do some cool stuff and really help a lot of people. So is this you griping because you really want to help others?
Yes.
Or did something terrible happen to you?
I feel like when I share the story, and I can mention names if you want me to mention names.
Is this a public service announcement that you're doing right now?
I feel like what I am doing is sticking up for the American consumer who just wants to go into a grocery store and not be hassled.
I want you to tell the story, and then after the story, we'll decide together, me and Eat, Drink, Smoke Nation, whether you should tell us the name of the supermarket.
Okay. So these are two companies that have angered me. Two. So I go to this new grocery store that is by my house.
I'm already scared.
It's not a new grocery store. It's new to me. Okay. But it is at least in the Midwest, I believe, a very recognizable name in the grocery store business.
Is that right?
Yes. 3 times a week I go in there because I go in for the family, and then Fingers Malloy Sr. has moved in, and I'm running in there to grab a couple things.
And Fingers Malloy Sr. shops on his own schedule.
Yeah, that's true too. Yes, he does. And but sometimes I run in there on my way home from one of the 14 gigs that I have. Having said that, so I'm in there 2 or 3 times a week, and
right,
every
they know you
time,
by name.
Yeah, they should by now. I go to buy the meat section, and there are 2 to 3 people standing there.
What are they doing?
Trying to get me to switch my cellular service.
I'm sorry, what now?
You heard me. I'm just minding my own business, leaving the bakery section of the grocery store, heading. What did I get? Oh, pumpkin roll. It's fantastic.
Oh, like it's kind of like the swirl.
It's like, yeah, magnificent. Notice it's not pumpkin coffee, but it goes well with coffee. The
sure.
pumpkin roll.
So you get yourself a pumpkin roll.
Yeah, everything is great. Everything's coming up fingers.
Right.
And so I'm heading to the meat section, and there are 3 guys, and they every time it's like it never fails. I walk there. Good afternoon, sir. How you doing today? And they, at this point, they have to tell by my body language. I'm like, oh, for crying out loud. Can I just grocery shop? Do I have to have an added solicitor while I am walking through, hassling me? It's not once, it's every freaking time I walk in there, and it's always different people because that has to be a tough gig.
So you're in the meat section looking for steak, and someone walks up to you and says, what?
Sir, how are you doing today? Listen, we have a great deal in partnership with this grocery store chain. We can give you an excellent deal on cell service, and you can get the data and the cell, and we'll give you a phone. And at that point, I said, listen, I said no the first time. This is the 50th time. And I do my best to not get too lippy with them and show my real frustration because, like I said, it is a different person every time because I can only imagine how difficult it is to hassle people in a grocery store who they already have a phone in their hand. Most people at the grocery store don't want to be there to begin with. They want to be with whoever is on the phone that they're texting or they're getting on social media. They don't want to be there. And then somebody comes up and they say, hey there, Joe, how would you like a great cell phone deal from this company because you're in this store? And I'm thinking to myself, I'm not for long. If I keep getting hassled about cell service, I can go to many other grocery stores in the area that don't do this.
So is this the only store this happens to you in?
Yes, the only grocery. Now,
Okay.
But it does happen at one of the big.
Yes, the big box. Costco does this.
Yes.
BJ's does this. Absolutely,
with cell
they
service.
do.
Yes.
And so I'm now going to tell you. Do you want my thoughts on this? Like, is there a question involved here? Are you wrong or are they wrong?
Am I wrong for saying enough? If you want to do it on the outside of the building where I can completely avoid you, okay, fine. But when you're smack dab in the middle of the grocery store, I think at that point, the grocery store is not being very thoughtful to their customers.
Okay, I will tell you, I've heard you.
Uh-huh.
You are seen.
Yes.
I hear you.
Uh-huh.
You're a real person.
Uh-huh.
You exist.
Uh-huh.
And you have feelings.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm thrilled that you feel safe here with Eat, Drink, Smoke Nation to share those feelings with us. I would throw the general manager of the store in jail.
Thank you. Thank you.
What's the name of the supermarket?
Kroger.
You're out of your mind, Kroger. Based in Cincinnati, right down the road. You're out of your mind. Out of your mind. Shopping experience includes the ease of shopping. And someone trying to sell me on AT&T Wireless, I don't know if it was AT&T or not.
T-Mobile.
That's wrong. And I'm not against T-Mobile, nor am I against Kroger. I utilize Kroger not too far from where I live. But that is a go-to-jail offense. And by the way, I'm not talking about fun jail. I'm talking Gen Pop. You are wrong. You will always be wrong. Make sure this gets to the head of Mr. Kroger himself. You're wrong. We, the people, have spoken. We at Eat, Drink, Smoke Nation want you to know that it is such a terrible, awful, miserable, very bad idea that I could absolutely see, while I am not calling for a boycott, I could absolutely see people saying, I'm going to shop somewhere else, because that is uncomfortable.
Yes.
And it is.
And again, you want to voice your frustration, but you don't necessarily want to do it at the people that are just doing their job, because like I said, it's not like it's the same guy who, sees me 3 times a week and is saying, how about now? Huh?
Right.
Huh?
So if I could give you one thing that I think you could do here, I want you to go to another supermarket like an Albertsons, and I want you to grab a bunch of like their loyalty cards. Uh-huh. And the next time you're at Kroger and someone comes up to you and they say, "Hey, how you doing today?" You should say to them, because you'll know, because that's the code.
Yes.
You said, "Oh my gosh, I'm doing great. How are you doing? Listen, I think you should change your supermarkets. Check out Albertsons. They've got all the deals at Albertsons. Oh my gosh, have you seen their vegetable selection? It's incredible. Everybody loves it, including that chick who was married to Dean Wormer. They love the vegetables over." That's what I would do. If you want to go create that video of us trying to sell the T-Mobile people on a different supermarket, I'm in.
I'm
How quickly will we be thrown out of Kroger?
3.2 seconds.
Well, honestly, worth it.
Kroger security.
You don't mess.
You don't mess. No, you don't want to mess with them at all. But at least at Costco, the area where
you don't mess with Joey from the home.
No. But at least at Costco, you have a ton of room to completely avoid that area because they're always there. This is a tight little area where it's like you really can't get around. It's like they're there. They're waiting for you.
And the fundamental difference, Costco is the big box store.
Mm-hmm.
Your local supermarket is your neighborhood place. And when you take that away, well, then what am I really going for? You could argue, well, the prices are low, and I would argue that Kroger does an excellent job at pricing. But if I'm inconvenienced and I'm hassled, not only are you right, I'm sorry that happened to you.
Thank you. If you disagree with me, leave a comment below.
It's a podcast and a radio show. Where are they going to leave the comments?
We don't need to get into all that.
Kroger, it's time to apologize to Fingers Malloy.
Thank you.
He's right. He's right. That's all there is to it. This is Eat, Drink, Smoke.
Follow Eat, Drink, Smoke on social media, on Twitter @GoEatDrinkSmoke, on Facebook, facebook.com/Eat, Drink, Smoke, and Instagram @Eat, Drink, Smoke Podcast. Hey, you made it all the way through to the end of this video. We're proud of you.
You should watch more of our videos. Make sure you subscribe right there to Eat, Drink, Smoke, wherever it is you get your videos, on YouTube, on Rumble, and don't forget Instagram, Eat, Drink, Smoke Podcast, where we've got the shorts and some very cool things going on.